Today was a big green day on AMC. I was not surprised, not at all. In fact, if you didn't see yesterday's video, go back and watch it. There's a lot of good analysis there. Right now, I'm just going to be going over the big four: IWM, SPY, VIX, and AMC on the daily charts and then on the intraday charts. So let's get started. You can see that SPY actually had a red day today. It was a short spinning top. It's totally fine. This could just be a small consolidation on a move higher up to test this downtrend. I can see that happening. In fact, I'm expecting either a big push higher or a reversal tomorrow. It could be a quiet day, but really I'm expecting the markets to either start their correction from this push higher or to extend the rally higher. So I do see that we might have a wave 1, 2, 3. This could be a consolidation wave 4 and looking for wave 5, and that could reach this downtrend. So it could be another big day tomorrow, and then GDP data released on Wednesday will decide whether or not the markets find new lows or whether or not that we move higher for the time being. And so a lot's riding on Wednesday more than anything else. IWM also having a short day today in terms of its trading range, trading above, closing above the close on Friday, and that's good. It does appear to be a bearish doji star candle. I have the patternsight.com pulled above me. This is Bukowski's website. I pull a lot of information from here. You can see that the theoretical performance of a bearish doji is actually bearish reversal, but when tested, it's bullish continuation 69% of the time. And that's why I'm thinking that we're actually going to see more upside tomorrow. And if you want to visit this website, you can. I encourage everyone to do so. There's a lot here, and I would go over it, but it's just so much information. Moving on to the VIX, the VIX, the fear index, dropping, gapped up on open, and then dropped. I have been saying that it's possible we come in for a test of this uptrend here, and you can just see it. That if SPY moves up to test this downtrend, if IWM moves up to test this downtrend, VIX is likely to drop to test this uptrend. And we may get there, we may not. The most bearish result would be for the upward trend to reverse now in the ETFs, SPY and IWM, and for VIX to start pulling up. And that would be a partial decline in VIX and a partial rise in SPY and IWM. That would be the most bearish thing. The most bullish thing is to continue up and onward, but even that bullish move won't necessarily signal a complete reversal. Not yet. I still believe that GDP data can be bad, and if it is, then we're going to go find that new low. Now, AMC did a big thing, big push higher, and this is what I was expecting. I said, let's see, what day was this? The 22nd. I was expecting, this was a bearish wick and that we would have just a big dump, and we did. And then we had a small green consolidation. I called for a test of this uptrend, which we did have, and I called this candle bullish. And then I said, hey, we're probably going into the 14s or low 14s, and that is what happened. I am nailing this, and the RSI is actually continuing uptrend here, now pushing above 50. So this is really good, and it's even above 55. So AMC is looking really good. So I actually can see more upside until something turns the markets, and news can do that. Let's hop into the intraday charts really quick. I have AMC pulled up first, and I have my Elliott wave style turned on, so I can dive into this a little bit. I decided just to break up the waveforms into minuets and sub-minuets. Not go any smaller than that. So I started from this low that began the big bounce, called this sub-minuet wave 1, 2, and you can see that I have the consolidation phases marked in yellow, and then 3 subdivided. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Or I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then top of 5 for 3. I know, right? What am I even talking about anymore? I'm talking about there's a small wave pattern here within the subminuets, and then we get subminuet wave 4 and subminuet wave 5 marks the top of minuet of. Wow, subminuet wave 5 marks the top of minuet wave 1. And then the price consolidates, and this is minuet wave 2. I'm not really sure how to analyze this. This does look like a zigzag. My Elliott wave charting isn't necessarily the best. It is good. I think that I have the nuts and bolts down, and I can at least start to express these kinds of runs in Elliott wave form very efficiently. So we had the end of wave 2, minuet wave 2, and we started again subdividing in sub-minuet waves, and I called this 1 and 2, showing the consolidation in yellow, and then 3 topping out here at 422, and then a broadening pattern marking 4, and you can see that alternates from the triangle. It's like forward triangle, reverse triangle, and then 5 producing this big push higher, which was actually, I'm considering this a throw over because it broke the channel. Typically, motive waves run in channels, and so if you have a channel throw over like that, it probably means it's over. I'm just going to try to... Now, the channel and the uptrend don't exactly match up. Let me see if I can show what I'm talking about. That's the channel of the uptrend, and you can see how it might have actually even thrown over 2 at the top of 3. Typically, it happens at 5, and we did have that here, I think, when we did come up to about 1475 and reach the top of Minuet Wave 3. So now I'm looking for Minuet Wave 4, and that began with an ABC correction, and we have the pattern here now forming into the open of tomorrow. Tomorrow's open will decide which way this pattern breaks out, and it is possible that we do actually truncate against the top of wave 3, and that would produce a double top, and then if GDP data is bad, boom, we go lower. If the GDP data is good, then wave 4 just turns out to be expanded into tomorrow, and then wave 5 will commence as the rally. You see, Elliott wave analysis is it fractals, so it's not necessarily predictive. It just explains how the price action is moving. So tomorrow, I think what's most likely is that tomorrow's open will start in this pennant, hopefully, if it doesn't gap. Gaps mess everything up, especially in Elliott wave. Everything reverses because you got motive waves and corrective waves all clashing. But I'm expecting that we'll see it open within this pennant, and I'm thinking that a retrace to 61.8% is a likely scenario for wave 4. And that we will then see a run, wave 5, truncating against the top of wave 3 at 1475. So I'm thinking that tomorrow's trading range is probably going to be between 1350 and 1450. Going above or below those limits is going to signal either a very, very bearish or a very, very bullish move. So those are the 2 levels I'm watching for tomorrow. I'm not really going to say which way it's going to go. I never really do know. Obviously, no one does. But it wouldn't surprise me to see the upward momentum just kind of fizzle out. Let's go to GME. And let me change my styles really quick too. I don't want to do my Elliott wave style here. I want standard, and then okay, I guess all I have is my day trading chart. Turning on the 15-minute time frame, getting an idea of what's going on, a little bigger picture. This does look like a triple top to me, and Bulkowski does say you can aggressively short a stock once you form this trend line and the price closes below it, and that's what we see. And we even kind of see a 5-wave form here. 1, 2, and then 3 is probably subdividing into 1, 2, and 3 will go down further. So GameStop looks like it's making a bearish reversal, and that makes sense. I think that AMC is probably just lagging behind this a little bit. If we do see AMC and GME both being sluggish and kind of low, probably on the low red side tomorrow, that would make a lot of sense to me, unless, of course, IWM and SPY just decide to fly, which they could. I can see that too. So, again, these are just scenarios. I think that GameStop failed at this downtrend, which was something else I called out for, and is now finding that more downside that I was talking about on Thursday. So still just continuation on GameStop. I didn't spend a lot of time here. I never really do, but it seems that the less I look at GameStop, the better the analysis and the forecast is. So looking for more downside on GameStop and AMC. Small red days probably tomorrow. Going into SPY. Okay, now we're getting an idea of what's going on. You can see that we have 1 push up, a consolidation phase, and now 2 brings us higher, and now, no, that would be 3 taking us higher, and now we find ourselves in 4. Let me just run through this again. And actually, I'm going to make this trend line from our pattern a different color so I can make my consolidation patterns yellow. So push 1 brought us here, and then we had this expanding triangle for our corrective 2. Wave 3 brought us higher, and now we're looking for wave 4, and wave 4 should alternate in form. And so to have a triangle pennant here, that would make the most sense. It is kind of short though, isn't it? So it is hard to tell, but it does look like 1, 2, 3, and 4. Maybe 5 brings us a little higher. Maybe another short day tomorrow. If we do get a breakout down and we start falling, there's not a lot of support. We did leave a gap. There are gaps here to fill too. So SPY could be stalling out. In fact, that's what it looks like. It looks like the markets are working their way up. They're going to stall out. GDP data is going to turn the markets around, and down we go looking for a new low. I know it's like super bullish right now, but I'm like, yeah, but we're nowhere near bullish reversal. We're still in corrective bounce phase. We really are. And of course, that story for SPY applies to IWM as well. It looks more of the same. Yeah, move higher, consolidation, push higher, corrective phase, which here is actually a diagonal expanding triangle, I think. Yeah. and that does look kind of toppy, doesn't it? If it's not toppy, it means it's going to go much higher. So the forecast is volatility is the most likely result. Volatility is the most likely result once we exit these new corrective phases that we entered into today. So that means if tomorrow's a sideways day, we're still inside the corrective phases, and we're waiting for GDP news to push us either up and out or down. And if we do have a big move tomorrow, then I'll be looking for GDP to either make a harsh reversal of that move or continue it. I think that's the best way to look at the price action right now. It is very uncertain. Uncertainty is very high. I think the capitulation is over, but if we do see reversal, it's going to be capitulation all over again. So that's what I have for today's video on the daily update. 10 minutes, 11 minutes, still kind of long. I'm going to get into editing. Happy trading.